Hey, welcome to the channel. I am so sorry for the awkward hello. Y'all, I didn't realize it would go live so fast. I clicked the button and I was here. Hi, welcome to the channel. I am Mrs. Best. Well, the voice of me is what you are hearing. We're here to go over Beverly Hills breaking news is the title of this crazy episode. It was season 2, episode 8. We have 2 more episodes left. And then it's over. I don't know if there'll be a season 3. I don't see why there wouldn't be, because unlike Kyle, Mauricio actually shares his life and the reality of it on his reality show. So thank you, Mauricio, for that. Moving it on, you guys, we are going to get right onto the episode. Michelle and the Umansky girls are talking. And the talk is actually very heated compared to last week. It's actually gotten more heated. It seems like the girls pretty much believe what they have heard. Ben informed them that, hey, Michelle is talking, crap about you guys, and she doesn't feel good about you guys becoming the CEOs of the agency, and she thinks that she would be a better fit. Here's the thing. They don't like that Michelle is tearing other women down in order to be successful herself. And Michelle responds to that by saying, there's no room for another woman as the CEO. And it's like, wait a minute, Michelle, you say that you're for women and women empowerment, but then all in the same sentence and conversation, you also say that there is only room for one woman. Why? May I ask why? Because I'm just like, there could be rooms I've worked for companies where there's multiple female bosses at the top. And these are honestly some of the companies I've worked for where I don't have complaints, as quiet as it's kept. I don't know if y'all have looked at the state of countries like America, the problems we have in all over the world with these male world leaders, but they don't really know what they're doing. So I feel like sometimes women can be at the top and it can be good, but man, woman, whoever you are, black, white, indifferent, to be a leader, you probably shouldn't talk about other people like that. Nobody wants to deal with a messy leader, and that's how Michelle is coming off. But Michelle does explain that she's not trying to knock the girls down, but she explains that they don't want to be a CEO. How you gonna tell them what they do and don't want when you're not them? You don't know what they do and don't want. The only thing you know is that they do not want to be around you anymore after this. So I don't understand why Michelle would say that. I don't think you could tell someone else what they want. You can feel a way, you could think that but you don't even know that someone is expressing it, telling you, things that if you have heard someone say, this is what I want, how do you know they told you the truth? You can't tell people things like that, Michelle. You just cannot. So moving it on along, Alexia explains, she finally speaks up because Farrah's been, Farrah's the oldest. She's going to protect her sisters as she should. And Alexia explains that she may want to be a CEO one day. What do you know? How are you going to just go around making, claims about stuff that you know nothing about? Again, this is Buying Beverly Hills. Their father owns the agency. She's out there in the Valley. They are actually selling homes in Beverly Hills. And there's nothing wrong with the Valley. Really, if you're in Southern California, you're making a lot of money in real estate anyway. But I just don't feel like she's in a space where she could tell people certain things. And personally, you guys know how I feel about Alexia. I feel like Alexia is the hard worker. She reminds me she looks and sounds just like Kyle, but her work ethic and personality give me Mauricio. And I like that about her. But I don't like how she says that to Alexia. And Alexia says, I do want to be a CEO. So Michelle responds to that by saying Alexia is a little young to walk into a room full of men in suits and command the room. Alexia points out to her, like, homegirl, you ain't seen what I can do, which I actually like that Alexia did this. I know some people like to fight by like, you went low, I'm going lower. You did a jab, I'm throwing a jab. Like, and that's stupid and childish. At some point, you have to, they say there's a healthy way to argue. There's a healthy way to disagree with people. And I think this is a good example of that with how Alexia responded, how you don't know what she's done because you've not seen her. And you could tell because she's supposed to be mentoring Alexia. And I don't know why Mauricio would say that, but she's supposed to be, basically mentoring Alexia, which doesn't mean just training her to be like you. It means allowing her to grow. That's what mentorship is, allowing her to do what she wants to do and be autonomous. And you mentor her, meaning offer advice and help her where it's necessary and appropriate. But mentorship should kind of be like therapy where, they're just giving you tools, but essentially you're the one doing the work. Michelle doesn't understand that. She's treating Alexia like an intern or something, which is wild. So here's the thing before we move on. This is not going to end well for Michelle. Regardless of her relationship and all that she's done for Mauricio, it's still a business. And if you take the family ship out of it, you telling your colleagues that you don't think that they can command a room full of suits and that you don't think that they want to be CEO, and talking about them to other people, in addition to that, going off on people for calling people on your client and prospect list. In California, we call that harassment, unlawful workplace harassment. I don't know what's wrong with Michelle or how she's legally able to do this. Maybe because they're agents and they're technically independent contractors, they can do this, but she's volatile. I agree with Ben, who, let me tell y'all, I could not stand Ben at the beginning of these recaps. But as the season's gone on, Ben is turning into one of my favorites. Ben Bellick, you go, Ben. But yeah, I don't like any of it. I think Michelle's going to eat her words. I think she knows that. They walked away from her and Michelle looked like, ooh, did I make a boo-boo? She is definitely tearing them down. You can say, I don't know if these girls are ready to be CEOs. They haven't been in the business long. You could say that instead of saying this person's lazy, they don't have passion, she can't command a room full of suits. Like, Michelle, stop. You're a hater. I doubt anybody will want to work with you, but maybe you're nice when you're selling houses. I don't know. If you're in California, go buy a house from Alexia. Don't go buy a house from that lady. Moving on, you guys. If you're still here, be sure to like the video. I do appreciate you. If you're part of the replay gang, was good Thug Life. I love you guys for watching. It means the world. I have a new creator, so it helps. Back at the office, though, Mauricio is meditating and prepping to go to Aspen. And we see Sonica. Why is Sonica still hanging around here? I want Sonica to go she reminds me of Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, like a it girl or something like that, but I can't take her seriously as a worker or any of that thus far. But we learned that the girls have not told Mauricio about what Michelle said and did to them, which makes them look even better because they could have used their privilege and just ran to daddy and got him to, fix everything. They could have ran to daddy and had daddy check Miss Michelle for what they did, but they're sitting on it. And the reason they're sitting on it is because a lot has dropped in the tabloids, child. A lot has dropped in the tabloids about Mauricio and Kyle. Now, what we are seeing is Mo and Kyle's People magazine article where they announced that the two are going to be separating. Now, that was a big deal because People magazine does not generally offer incorrect information on people. They're known as a reputable source. So I don't understand why Kyle and them are trying to act like People magazine's not a big deal. Just saying. But they're going to go to Aspen and all of those things. So that should be interesting. We also saw Mauricio acting a fool in the tabloids in Aspen. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on, y'all. Joey, who's part of the BZP group, that's his group within the Amansky group, he is selling a property specifically for BZP, not fully connected to the agency. And at this showing of his property, Sophia, Brandon, and Tyler are talking. And we learned that Sophia has not told Alexia of what Joey said. And I'm bothered by this because I understand Sophia for wanting to defend her sister. She's going to do that. Sophia is totally innocent in the situation. The problem is Brandy's messy self. I don't like people like him. He was messy, and I kind of sensed that a little bit, to cry over someone not following you on social media at work and then try to be like, well, I just want to do my job. No, if you wanted to do your job, then you would just do it instead of crying and paying attention to who's following you on social media. You have too much time, Brandon. But the reason I'm irritated with Brandon in this situation with Alexia is because he was talking to Joey, and you could tell that he was digging for something just to be messy. And so Joey sarcastically was like, oh yeah, I'm only putting her on listings to knock it one more time. He obviously can't do that because she's in a relationship, but I don't like that Brandon spread the rumor in a way that makes it seem as though Joey was really being vile when he wasn't. He's just sarcastic all the time. I don't know. I'm hoping the cast watches the show and watches this and sees the fool that Brandon is and how messy he is. Brandon is looking to be on a different type of reality show. You're on Buying Beverly Hills. I want to see you sell homes as a Black gay man in a rich area. That's what I would like to see. And I don't want to see anything else. I just don't. I don't need to see another boy being messy and causing problems between some females. I don't care to see that. We see enough of it on TV. Moving it along, y'all. Tyler, who I also like and is becoming one of my favorites, she is showing a property known as the Marvia property, which is beautiful. It has a view of the city that's entirely unobstructed, which is rare in California. You can have the nicest house and have, the power lines and, basically all types of stuff like in the way. It just, the property had a beautiful view with slight privacy, but they want to sell it for $4 million. It was supposed to be 4 or 5. Really, it should have been more because the owner put a lot of money into it. But whoever owns this house is so rich and just wants to get rid of it that it doesn't seem to be an issue. So she's going to try and sell it. Now we move on, you guys, to Ben, Tyler, and Joey showing a house. And we learned that this is where the cast learned about the separation between Mauricio and Kyle. Joey has known Mauricio and Kyle for many years, not just through the agency, but it sounds like he and Alexia have history from the past. A lot of these people have worked with Mauricio for a very long time and have gotten to know Kyle. As we saw in Beverly Hills, she stopped going to events, stopped participating in the agency parties and things of that nature. Obviously, there's issues in the marriage, but it's a marriage. I think Joey explained it correctly. You think you're scratching the surface, but you see what couples want you to see. Not you could see a couple and go, oh, they're so in love, this and that. And it may just be the front that they're putting on because they're in public, and I appreciated them for acknowledging it. I also felt as though the way that the cast, I don't know if it's because Mauricio is their supervisor versus their colleague, like the dynamic on the Housewives of Beverly Hills, but they seemed more respectful of Mauricio's business and what he was going through, if that makes sense. They were more respectful than other people. Like, I knew something was up, or, how other shows would do. So I respect that because regardless on how full of poop emoji Kyle Richards is, it's still sad to see kids watch their parents' relationship end. 27 years of love, growing a business, all these things. Like, that's a sad way to end. So regardless, I hope that the family figures through and gets through this whole hard time. So we are almost at the end, y'all. Go ahead and like a video. This will be a very quick recap. There's only so much I can say, child. So back at Aspen, the Umansky family, they seem to just be existing through all the tabloids and breaking news and stuff. And I'm like, interesting, y'all flee to Aspen, which is actually smart, then get away from tabloids and all the craziness. So they explain the girls how they found out on a family vacation, or they explain that they found out about everything dropping with people on a family vacation. And it seems the girls do not know of the separation at all. The only one who seems to have an idea or to have seen the separation coming seems to be Farrah, which is Kyle's oldest daughter. She says there is domestic truth to what's being said to some extent. And then the girls explain that their family is not good at discussing difficult things. And that's when we see Kyle riding on her bike with Hermes bags. She's still trying to come in to look like she's on Beverly Hills or something. We would have loved to see you riding with Hermes on Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle, and at least trying to talk about it. On Beverly Hills, you gave nothing. On this show, you gave something. Are you done with RHOBH? Is that what's going on? Because I'm like, and why don't your kids know about the separation? I don't understand how you could live in the same home and your kids not experience that. Maybe because of all the traveling, but it's just weird how they're handling this whole thing. So we then see Kyle and Mauricio having a talk, and they admit that they have been keeping their separation from their daughters. It seems that Kyle wants to slow down, maybe get away from the limelight a little bit and just enjoy, living, which I don't buy. I don't know why. I don't think that that's the issue in the relationship, because Kyle is relentlessly doing interviews in the tabloid. She is an attention grabber. Hell, she posted today on Instagram that there was a rat outside of her brand new car, panicking as if it was inside of it. It was on the outside of it, where rats belong, outside. So I don't know. I just feel like Kyle is a little fake. It's okay, Kyle. I know a lot of people are beating her up and attacking her, but maybe we need to encourage her to let her know, like, listen, it's okay. We understand, you know, regardless on the circumstance and what happened, I know that she probably didn't want her marriage to end, and Mauricio doesn't want his marriage to end. So maybe she's looking for empathy, but be honest, and then people will give you empathy, Kyle. You can't act like this, girl. Moving on. Mauricio says that he's social, he enjoys life, and he loves to travel. He's probably like, listen, I didn't grow up like you, Kyle, with a mama in Hollywood and doing that. He's from Mexico. He's from a whole different country. And he grew up as a Jewish Mexican, which is not as common. I mean, I think Mauricio just wants to enjoy his money, his and all the things that he's worked for with his wife, because his kids is gone, and nothing's wrong with that. They've been working most of their life. But this is why a lot of people end up breaking up once their kids leave the house, because it's like, you're so focused on the kids. What do you guys have in common? So Kyle confirms that Housewives of Beverly Hills picked the cameras back up again just so that they could film the separation, which we knew that happened because they had ended Beverly Hills. They stopped filming, and then they decided to pick the cameras back up. She seemed bothered about that. And I'm like, hell yeah, they picked the cameras back up. They're like, Netflix ain't going to get this exclusive. Bravo TV wants it. But Kyle, I think it's time for her to take a break from Bravo. I do. I don't want to see Kyle on television for a while. If you're really going through this hard time, Kyle, you shouldn't be in the tabloids, in the cameras, doing and saying all these crazy things. You just should not, girl. You just should not. So moving on along, they finally talked to the daughters, Kyle and Mauricio, and the girls basically just let them know, like, they don't like pretending that everything is okay when they know that everything is not really okay, if that makes any sense. And I get that, and I actually appreciated Sophia for being forthright on that. You know, I understand you guys have a spotlight, but these kids did not choose the spotlight. They should not have to pretend like things are okay when they are in the privacy of their home, away from the cameras and the tabloids and all of that. They shouldn't. They just should not. They're people too. And I can't imagine watching my parents divorce in front of millions of people as a salesperson trying to sell houses. Like, I can't imagine it. But regardless, I know this is going to be shady. These people got enough money. They will be okay and find love again. We know Mauricio's allegedly dating his Dancing with the Stars partner. Kyle has been living her best life with the country singer. So, you know, people figure things out in their own time. But that's it, y'all. I can only say so much. I'm going to get the next recap out before Friday. Today that you guys are seeing this video, it is Tuesday. So I will get the next Buying Beverly Hills episode out on Friday. And by no later than Sunday, we should be done with this show. Again, the bottom of the scroller, it does state that we do recaps weekly on the channel. I am going to be ending this show, so I am accepting suggestions for new shows to recap. I do have cable, y'all, so feel free to suggest whatever, if it's on Paramount Plus, Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix, you know, and cable TV as a whole. I have all of those apps, so please let me know what shows you would like to see me recap. You can send me an email, mrsb3streviews@gmail.com. The email is always in the bio of the YouTube channel, as well as the description of the video. What we're going to get into, you guys, though, now is a music video, an exclusive from Oh So Best. Oh So Best is my partner in life and crime. And he has an EP titled Lisna, which means listen in Swedish, that will be coming out on my birthday, May 22nd. So that is next Wednesday, just a week away. We are going to listen to the song Lisna from the EP Lisna by Oh So Best. Again, the song is not out. So if you are interested in listening to the song, I will include in the description of this video a link to Oh So Best channel on YouTube. And from there, you will be able to find all of his music platforms, social media, and all of that. But we are a channel that highlights independent artists. So that's what we will do through this. So let's get on into it. I appreciate everybody for tapping in and watching. Enjoy this song, and I'll see y'all next week. Like the video.
Oh yeah. 1,000 appreciation to all y'all motherfuckers fuck with that B3SG. Movement, man. I'ma keep the train on shut. The best is a fresh prince trigger bell lamp with no tucks. Have the powder to thy neck with no fucks. The bitch you love and give me hella very big But I dogged her, now she vengeful. Good luck. I know some niggas with the shit who be making noise. Scaring you up when they quiet though. Oh boy, I gave a nigga yes, but I do not play. She was a segment of sleep. I said, okay, come on, you a bullshit. A whole life, 100 on 5, baby, stay on my way. Woke up the waffles, 1, 2, 6, 8, 6. The hell is you from like partner when I check text? That's how you know, bro. You up next. I bet I want a body, a slight flex. Been going hard for a minute. You see the drive? I don't say no cap, I speak no lie. Anything you could do, anything. Go pop them clips for a wedding ring. You should mind your biz, no meddling. What's the palace purpose without a cap? When you out there, anything you could do, anything. Go pop them clips for a wedding ring. You should mind your business, no meddling. What's a palace purpose without a cap?
I can sip anything. 16 shot from the back like the Henny King. I ain't been a thing, not me, got me feeling me. I do everything like the bean off the Hennessy. I ate anything from the art to the history. I made everything from the art to the history. There's some Lord tools, so the crown, they be feeling me. Crowd, they be feeling me. While people listening, are you really listening? Mic check 2, 1, 2, coherently. Known as a socialite, underground and industry. Got the combination, yes, the versatile in the mix. Only wish the best for the best in the midi team. Watch us get millions, build an empire, check the castle, check the legacies. Manifest and meditate, probably get a drink after this just to celebrate. Said it's only any good thing, I drink anything.
When you out there, anything, you could do anything. Go pop them clips for a wedding ring. You should mind your biz, no meddling. What's a palace purpose without a cap? When you out there, anything, you could do anything. Go pop them clips for a wedding ring. You should mind your business, no meddling. What's a palace purpose without a king? Tell me, what is the purpose of a palace without a king? I don't know. And a queen. I don't know. Shit, welcome to the EP. Please welcome. Please listen, sweet. Shout out to